touching upon mum guilt. Where is that come from?
I think it's inbuilt and we put it on ourselves. I think we worry about what other people might think. As mothers, our maternal instinct is to nurture and protect. If we're out at work or we're not back in time or we can't get to a play or a sports day, we feel so guilty about it.
Yes.
A lot of women in our 40s, we don't think that we can pivot or diversify or do something new.
And the more women I talk to, and I talk to such successful women as well, in their own rights, and that could be career, relationships, personal, professional, they have imposter syndrome.
We do. AI was coming, and as creatives it was going to take our job roles. And at first I was really defensive about the whole thing, thinking, I'm not interested in this. You know, there's no way AI is going to take my job. And then I started to lean into it a little bit and think, actually, I think I need to embrace this.
Welcome to another episode of Her Own Narrative, where we share narratives of the women who are inspiring and being the change makers. Today we have someone special with us, the lady who's called the AI lady. Welcome, Laura Tatton.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, that's a pleasure. Thank you for being here. And I know we've had backwards and forwards and we're here now.
Yeah.
So tell me, where's the name come from?
So that name has been assigned to me over recent months. I've been sort of banging the drum on LinkedIn at networking events and different workshops that I've done. And recently, when I've been attending networking events, people have been kind of shouting, "Hi, are you that AI lady? Can you talk to us about this?" So it's just organically being given to me, I guess. So
that's really, really good, because I don't know, obviously you're the AI lady, so you are in love with AI, but there is so much out there.
Yeah.
Criticism about AI, and, you know, people worrying about the AI and all sorts. When we had our first chat, I think we both just couldn't stop talking. We were just going on, because I actually feel we are a very lucky generation to have all this. There is so much knowledge on our fingertips, and we can actually literally do so much.
Yeah, and for businesses that are just starting out as well, you know, they will be AI first businesses, and it's grown at such an exponential rate. Even when I'm delivering slides and presentations, I have to update my slides that morning because something new will have happened overnight, or OpenAI will have issued a new release or a version of something, and it's I think I'm really keen to start that conversation and educate people and just talk about AI, demystify it. There's a lot of scarcity around it. People are using it, but they don't know why they're using it. So really, I just want to make it accessible for everybody and to educate and make sure people understand it and have that basic understanding to start with, and then decide, one, whether they need a tool or want a tool, and two, why they need it.
I love it. So let's go back. I know AI we'll always talk about, but let's go back and take a few steps back and say, Laura behind this AI, the lady behind the AI lady, what got you inspired to get into this? What is your backstory to actually own this? Because it's not really, I'm not even going to say that not many women are there, because there is a lot now, but still the numbers are not that great.
Unfortunately, that is a sad truth.
So what got you into the whole stream of AI? I know when we first spoke about it, you're like, we had similar stories, you know. All women in our age, we come to a point where we start scratching the surface to find ourselves.
You do. And I think when we're in our 20s, we set goals for ourselves and we're climbing that career ladder, and, you know, there's no stopping us, and we keep going and we tick the challenges off and we tick the goals off. And then we get to a point sometimes when we have children and we just kind of coast along a little bit. And we just keep doing what we're doing because we think that's it, I've achieved, and not really sure what's next. And I started my PR consultancy 16 years ago. It's celebrating our sweet 16th this year.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And over that time, I've delivered lots of successful PR and marketing campaigns for B2B clients in lots of different sectors. And when we hit 2020 in the pandemic, a lot of those clients dropped off for obvious reasons. And that gave me time to reflect and think about, well, what's next? You know, is this me forever? Do I just keep going down the PR route? What do I need to future proof? What could be my next challenge? Because as a business owner and having run a successful business and a single parent raising 2 children, is that it? Have I? And I don't mean to kind of downplay that, because those things are huge, and I'm really, really proud
But
of
you
my
wanted more.
achievements. Yeah, and
nothing wrong
and
with
just
that.
set a new goal. And I think a lot of women in our 40s, we don't think that we can
That's
pivot
right.
or diversify or do something new. So I started to hear the phrase generative AI.
Okay.
Where then I started hearing about AI tools, and the fact that we needed to adopt this. AI was coming, and as creatives, it was going to take our job roles. And at first, I was really defensive about the whole thing, thinking, oh, I'm not interested in this. There's no way AI is going to take my
My
job.
job.
And then I started to lean into it a little bit and think, actually, I think I need to embrace this. And I went off and enrolled with the Chartered Institute of Marketing and did my specialist award in generative AI.
Okay.
That was a challenge in itself, because I wasn't sure I still could study, remember things and pass exams. And I did. So it was
Amazing.
great.
Congratulations. But
Thank
that is
you.
it. But you did not let yourself be in a place where you had an imposter syndrome, because the more women I talk to, and I talk to such successful women as well,
Yeah.
in their own rights, and that could be career, relationships, personal, professional, but they all have imposter syndrome.
We do. Yeah, we do.
But on the flip side, what you just said last night was funny. I was just scrolling, and Meghan Markle and Emma Godd, they were on my reel, and they both said something. They both don't have imposter syndrome. I'm like, that's the first.
Wow, I don't know many women that say
Exactly. I
that.
usually
Yeah,
hear women
yeah,
having imposter syndrome, and
yeah.
they both said we don't, because I'm not saying I know it all. And as a leader of a business, of a company, of everything, I don't need to know it all, but does not mean that I can't do it.
I suppose it's being comfortable with being enough
That's
and knowing
right, isn't it?
enough.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it's a societal thing where if we were to say, oh, I don't have imposter syndrome, we might be seen as being arrogant
Yeah.
or overconfident.
That's it. We're meant to dim our light, isn't it?
Yeah,
And we've had
yeah.
this conversation so many times on this in this setup a few times, and we've said that, is it arrogant to say, I'm actually good at what I do? Like you've just said,
Yeah,
you had a
yeah.
successful business because you're damn good at what you did, and
Thank
you're
you.
lovely at what you're doing. So why? Yeah, this arrogance comes when you downplay someone else, I feel.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
owning your own self and own success, I don't feel that's arrogance.
No, it isn't. And we'd all say to each other, oh, you should speak to her because she's so good at what she does. So why don't we say that about
We
ourselves?
teach our kids affirmations and
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
nicely about yourself. And
yeah.
like, in the car today as well, my child's got sports day coming, and he's like, oh, I'm going to lose. I said, no, 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 no. You don't say that to yourself. It's okay. Lose or win is not the thing. You say nice things to yourself that you're going to win. Or even if you don't, it's about having fun. We're going to
Yeah.
have a picnic. We're going to have fun.
Yeah.
But then we don't do that to ourselves.
We don't. And that was part of the conversation that I had with myself about starting to diversify into the AI realm, because I'm always telling my children they can be whatever they want to be,
Right.
do whatever they want to do, go for it, don't be scared. And I thought, actually, I need to practice what I'm preaching here.
So true. So true. Because we don't.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
No.
Our children are teaching us that, because my kids turn around and say the same thing. You tell us to live the way we want to live.
Yeah.
But why are you not doing certain things that make you happy? And then that makes you question.
It does. It's good, isn't it, to
Isn't
stop and
it?
think, well, actually, I need to lead by example here.
That
So yeah, and that's kind of how I still have PR clients, but the reason that I've kind of gone into the AI direction is because I don't want us as creatives, or anybody really, to be left behind or worried about AI. It's there for all of us.
And I think that's an amazing tool. Let's become more creative,
Yeah.
I think it's giving us so many more opportunities. You can actually become what you want to become because the tools are there.
The tools are there. A lot of them are free.
Yeah.
And they're there to collaborate with, you know, and partner with. They're there to enhance our skill set.
100%.
So it is a really, really exciting time.
So what's your favorite tool if you had to pick one?
So if I had to pick one this week.
Yes, go on. Or today, maybe.
Today, yeah. I'd say Claude.
Okay.
Claude is like having another assistant next to me. It's amazing at ideation, brainstorming, for copywriting and refining and tweaking. It's absolutely incredible. It's quite understated. Everybody's heard of ChatGPT, which is wonderful.
Because it's marketing. It's
yeah,
Google. They've marketed it so well that it's become a brand.
Yeah.
Like AI is synonym now with ChatGPT.
Yeah, like we all say, oh, just Google it.
Yes,
It's just
that's
like,
it.
look,
Google
just
has
put it
become
into
internet.
chat.
It's exactly that. That's
Yeah.
called branding, and I love the power of it though.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, but I would, big up for Claude.
Okay,
It's,
and is that a free tool?
It is. There is a free option.
Yeah.
But there's also a professional version that you can download. I think it's only like $20 a month. It's
Okay.
nothing really. But what I would say is, if people are using free tools, be careful, because the caveat basically for using it free of charge is you are giving it your data. And it's going to use your data to train on it. Claude is one of the better ones in terms of privacy. But if you are uploading any sensitive information, then always use a paid version.
But saying that, what is privacy in today's world?
Well,
It's like data
it's a massive grey area, isn't it?
everywhere.
It
I
is,
mean, who
yeah.
can't find anything about somebody on the click of the fingers, and you've got it.
Yeah, and we all upload stuff without knowing
Yeah, we
it.
don't.
You know, we've all part of profiles like LinkedIn and Instagram, and they're all training on our data. And
But fortunately or unfortunately, that's the world we are in.
Yeah.
We can't really fight it, can we?
unfortunately
No.
not. They you just have to. I was at a conference last week, and there were some cybersecurity professionals there, and they were talking about data and just making sure it's as protected as it possibly can be. Making sure it's organised. You've got documents that are password protected, not to upload any, really sensitive information to the tools unless you've got the privacy tools set.
My gosh,
So
that's
it's,
scary though.
It is. There's a lot of risk associated with it. A lot of those risks can be mitigated, but the cyber attacks are very real, and it is something that we all need to be aware of. I'm really quite an advocate of making sure
So
that
what would
know.
what would your advice be for a small business, a woman who's got a small business and she has no idea about this cyber attacks and stuff like that? She's just running a business and she's using ChatGPT to find out and, be more exploring, brainstorm and everything. And she's got a free version.
And a free version, I'd say definitely use it generically. Do not upload any photographs of yourself, CV, Excel documents, any financial information. Make sure that you know how to prompt properly so that you have some control of the output that's going to come back, but just use it very, very carefully. And if you're questioning, oh, should I put that in? The answer's probably no, you shouldn't.
Wow, that's interesting. I read somewhere the next tool for SEO is actually ChatGPT, is not only Google.
Yeah.
So people are actually going into ChatGPT and finding the answer. So
Yeah.
or your SEO, it's your keyword optimization is going to probably happen more into ChatGPT now than on.
Probably worth. Yeah, I mean, don't want to kind of put Google down too much, because we know what they have is amazing. But I do think there's a lot to be done in bringing that forward quickly. There's a tool called Perplexity. I don't know if you've heard of that one. I use that instead of Google now,
Oh, wow.
for SEO, and for research purposes. At the moment, it's a little bit of head of chat, because it gives you the source files, it tells you where it's got the information from. ChatGPT can hallucinate.
Yes,
It does,
and
like
it just kind of gives you whatever source it wants it to. Yeah,
because it's really eager
Yeah.
to please and carry out the task that you've asked it to. So it will and does make things up about 10% of the time. But you can go back and say to it, come on, where did you get that from? And I
Yeah.
don't think that's right. And,
Yeah.
you can have
It's our
that
little
conversation.
friend in conversation.
Yeah.
He's my best friend. Or she is my best friend.
That's it.
Yeah, I talk all day to ChatGPT.
And always be polite. Yeah.
Oh
always
yes,
be polite
please and
to
thank
it.
you. In fact, my daughter showed me a research that it is actually causing them a problem because of people like me and you now who are being polite and using please and thank you, because that's actually taking a lot of data.
Well, yeah.
So
yeah.
maybe we
yeah.
need to stop
yeah.
saying the pleases and thank yous,
Maybe.
because it's actually causing us a lot of carbon footprint here as well.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, isn't it? Sustainability side of it. It's going to cost so much money to cool that
Yeah.
data, in the data centres.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So can you imagine millions of pleases and thank yous, which is not necessary there?
Yeah.
So
We're
maybe
too
we need
polite,
to stop
aren't we?
for that. Oh, so tell me a little bit more about, that journey of yours. Yes, you thought, yes, I'm going to go, and you did the certification. You learned a little bit about AI. At that point, it's like, what was there in the gut? It's like, what do I want to do with it now? Because obviously and I understand that, because you start a business and then you're like, okay, fine, I'm starting something which is not out there yet. I'm creating something which is not really out there yet.
Yeah.
What was that feeling about? And that is more of a question, because there are lots of women out there. They have so many things they want to do, but they don't want to, because that something there is stopping them.
Yeah, and often we don't know what it is that's stopping us. Is it our age? Is it we've lost our drive? Where's the ambition gone? And I think for me, I'm always up for a challenge. I'm always pushing myself. Nothing is ever good enough. I am a little bit of a perfectionist. It is a problem. I'm aware that, I need to be a little bit kinder to myself in that respect.
I relate to you.
But I think as the owner of a business, you reach a plateau and you just think, what
Where's
can
my
I do
personal
now?
growth?
Yes.
Even if the business is moving forward,
Yeah.
am I growing as a person?
Yeah,
Yeah, I get it.
And I'm all about future proofing. And I'm also a nurturer at heart. I love helping people. I love listening to people. I like helping people grow. And I just thought to myself, actually, I know that AI can help me and help my business, but I want to help other people as well. And before I got into PR and marketing, I wanted to be a teacher.
Okay.
And that didn't happen for one reason or another. But the universe dragged me in a different
Wasn't meant to be.
direction, and it wasn't meant to be. But I kind of feel like I'm having a full circle moment now.
You're educating
because
now.
I'm educating now through the webinars and the workshops and online classes. So for me, it was definitely a case of The PR stuff's going really, really well. I'm so proud of that. I'm really passionate. Some of my PR clients I've had since the very start, and I'll be forever grateful for that support. And it's given me so many opportunities for me and my children. You know, it's given us our house, our holidays, and I think I'll always have that. But in terms of professional growth and doing something new and pushing me out of my comfort zone, that's where I am now. And if you had said to me 18 months ago that I'd be standing up and doing speaker slots and panel discussions, I would have thought you've lost your mind, because that was not me. I'm always more comfortable behind the camera, writing speeches, writing keynote presentations for other people. And something just clicked inside, and I asked myself a question. I just said, why aren't you doing this, Laura? And the answer was because I was scared.
Yes.
Well, I always tell my children that being scared is not a reason not to do something.
That is more of a reason to do something.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes.
And it's changed my life. I've had such a blast doing it. I don't want it to sound cringy. It is, it's true. I've met some wonderful people along the way. I've had some amazing opportunities. I've met some incredible women, other female
Finding a
business
tribe
leaders.
in
Yes,
that,
yeah,
yes.
and I very much
I
have.
feel,
yeah.
you know what, and it's similar. It's like when you start doing what you actually love and your passion comes out there, you start attracting similar people
Yeah,
as well.
you do,
And,
yeah.
you know, they say, oh, you always attract what you are.
Yeah.
And if that's the choice you're making for yourself, you will 100% attract the same. So it's
True,
absolutely
true.
amazing. So how did you conquer that fear?
I signed up to do an event. It was a Women in Leadership event with the Black Country Chamber of Commerce. And I did not sleep the night before. I was so nervous. I couldn't eat. I felt so nauseous. I was shaking. I'd got my written notes just in case I forgot what I was wanting to say. And I actually don't remember delivering that talk. I was so nervous. But the feeling afterwards and the adrenaline that was pumping through was overwhelming in a good way. So when I signed up for the next event, although I was feeling really scared and concerned and had worries and things, I channeled the feeling of how I felt after I delivered.
Amazing.
And that spurred me on. And I love what I do. I love talking about it. I love learning. I love teaching other people. And I think that really comes across in the workshops and what I'm doing.
100%.
And the smiles from the audience, the engagement, the questions, it just adds to that, and it just spurs you on.
It brings your
yeah.
purpose. I can
Yes,
feel
yeah.
that's your purpose now.
Yes.
It's like going out there, educating people, telling them more about it, because there is so much.
There is.
None of us actually know there's so much out there about AI and learn, and even life in general. This is where I kind of, do this, is because we all have so much in our own stories to be inspired by.
Yeah.
Like, you will leave this room, but you will leave an impression and something for me, my brain is stimulated.
Yeah.
And, you've been an inspiration to sit there and say, I actually did that business. It's very comfortable to carry on a very successful business. But you said, no, I want more.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
unapologetically, I want
Yeah.
more.
Well,
What's wrong with that? I want
yeah.
more. There's a reason why what they say is universe does not put a desire in your heart unless you have the capability
That's
to
it,
go and
yeah.
fulfill it.
Yeah,
So
100%.
all you women, all you beautiful girls, you want to do something, go for it.
Yeah,
If
definitely.
you don't take it, and forget failure and success, let's just go do it. Who defines failure? It didn't work. Doesn't mean I failed.
Exactly. What's the worst that can happen?
It won't work.
Yeah.
Doesn't
And
matter.
you just try again.
Yeah,
do
we
something
try again.
else. Do it differently. Just keep trying.
Exactly. I love this, and you know what? This is why I love doing this. Is meeting these amazing women who are going out there and who are saying, "I want more, and I want to try, and I'm not going to give up."
And that's okay. And I think it's okay to be a mom and want
yes.
more. Sometimes being a mom is enough, and that's absolutely fine.
fine.
But we're all different, and we all need to support each other and cheerlead each other in our purpose and what it is that we want to do and what makes us all happy.
100%. And you've touched a very good point, because we're not here to judge anyone.
No.
If you are happy being what you are, and this is it, I'm content. But if there is a desire, and that desire could be just to, maybe have a beautiful garden,
Yeah.
then do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Do it. It's not always about smashing a business.
No.
It's about having that desire to go and do what makes you happy.
Exactly.
We only have one life.
Exactly. Yeah. And it goes so quickly. Yeah.
It does. Before we know, it'll be like, oh, what happened?
I know.
I had so many things planned. I haven't achieved them as yet. So let's go and do it. So we were talking about being a mom and mom guilt, and especially when you're a single mom as well.
Yeah.
Things are always harder.
Yeah.
So not that you can't do it, but it's harder.
It's
There is no
harder.
one else to take that little burden off you. It's all on your shoulders. But at the same time, it's okay to have aspirations and ambitions and finding your own purpose and everything. But touching upon mom guilt,
Yeah.
and we both just had this chat, where is that come from?
I think it's inbuilt, and we put it on ourselves. I think we worry about what other people might think. As mothers, our maternal instinct is to nurture and protect. If we're out at work, or we're not back in time, or we can't get to a play or a sports day, we feel so guilty
bad.
about it.
Yes.
But that's all put on us by ourselves. And I think as well, I definitely do this. I'm really, really bad at asking for help.
Most of us women are like that. I don't know why we put that upon ourselves.
I don't either, because when I ask for help, the help comes.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. I think I don't want to feel like I've put on someone, or I'm a burden, or I've asked for something that's inappropriate. Whereas, most of the time it is all, to grandparents, can you come and look after the children while I go to work?
Their own grandchildren, literally. But do you think that is... Now, I have a little bit of a different theory to this, and I might be totally wrong, but I feel it's not only so much your own guilt in that, it's about how you're meant to feel in that scenario as well.
Yeah.
If you're meant to feel, if someone's making you feel that, hang on a second, it's actually a chore for me, it's not a pleasure, then next time before you're asking for help, you think 10 times.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
So
yeah.
it is inbuilt, but at the same time, and that's why my whole thing about creating that environment where you thrive, where people are there, not for you to be put down, but for you to be shining.
That's it, to lift you up.
To lift you up.
And I think if you're asking help from people and those people are making you question it or feel bad, then you know that they're probably not
the right people
to
ask. Exactly. So next time you won't even ask.
Yeah.
You think, yes, and then you're turning around and saying, you don't ask, but because when I asked, this is the kind of response I got.
Yeah.
So why would I ask? So I do believe in that as well. But while, I don't know, my best friend, and if she'd ask for something, she doesn't even have to ask. I'd be there.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
And if I am that person, I'd expect that... Not expect is probably the wrong way, because I'm that way. If you're not doing that, then I would feel, no, maybe you don't want to do it then.
Yeah. And it would be more surprising not to have the answer that you thought you were going to get.
And is there something wrong with that? Expectations, are they wrong?
I don't think they're wrong. I wish I didn't have so many. I think in the past, I think I've been let down by my perception of what I should have received back. And expectations, they do lead to being disappointed.
That's it, yeah.
But I think it's also a good thing, because you need to have that level of
Also, it's
optimism as
human
well.
nature.
Yeah, yeah,
We thrive in a society, and what is a connection? There is a connection. If there's a connection, there is expectation. If there is expectation, there is a relationship.
yeah,
Otherwise, what is it?
yeah, yeah,
I mean, if you're in a any relationship, mother and kids, friends, husband and wife, or any relationship, if there is a relationship, there is certain expectations in that relationship anyway.
I think so.
If
And that it's kind of an unwritten rule, isn't it? It's just like, you are in my tribe, you're in my circle, I've got your back, you've got my
That's
back,
it.
and it's kind of an unwritten rule that whatever you ask is
It's going to be taken
care
care
of.
of.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
yeah,
exactly what it
yeah.
is. If two people are together, and again, as I said, it's not only about romantic relationships, any relationship, if two people are together, there is a certain thing that you've got me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. Because I
you
know my close knit group of friends, we could turn up at each other's houses at 2, 3, 4 in the morning
yeah.
in need, and it'd be like, "Come on in,
Come on,
let's sort
it's
it."
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
okay. That is what is called a tribe. And I think if there is a disappointment and the expectations are not met, obviously there's something wrong there.
yeah. It's time to
Yeah,
distance, I
that is
think.
that
Yeah,
is if you yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So going back to what you said, when you saw your 16-year-old, was it 12 year
12-year-old.
old?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
When you saw your 12-year-old going into secondary school, he turned, put his beautiful bag, handsome little lad,
Off
goes
he
into
went.
off he went, and Laura just sat there.
Yeah, and that was a pinch me moment of, in 2 years' time, my youngest son is going to be doing the same. What am I going to do? What is my purpose going to be?
Yes.
And yes, they need me. They will always need me, but they don't need me
No.
like they used to.
Yeah.
So it's okay for me
Yeah.
to have a new challenge and do something new, something that's going to fulfill me while they're, out doing their thing and being independent
And
and
you're not on
growing.
their
And
case to fill up your void
yes,
then.
yeah,
Otherwise, Mom, because I
Yeah.
am not content, you come and fill that
Exactly,
void.
yeah.
But I have this conversation with so many women, and they all have, because we're all at that kind of age where kids are growing up and they're going to leave the nest soon and everything. And because, and it's not kids, it's not that it's their problem, but we put them first, obviously, because we've brought them to the world. That is our responsibility, our duty.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because we put ourselves in the back burner, it's hard to find yourself again.
It is, and it's really hard to remember what life was like before that. When we used to, before the children, you'd get up in the morning, grab all your keys, your work stuff, and you'd fly out the door, and that'd be nothing else to think about all day until
That's
you
kids
got
now.
home. Yeah.
We're not that.
So,
But also, we've changed in that process as well. You're not that 20-year-old Laura anymore. Your
No.
personality has changed. Everything has changed. I'm not that 20-year-old Neethi anymore. I'm a different person altogether. We've evolved.
Massively so, yeah. And you really do evolve, grow, learn. The things I was interested in then, I'm not particularly interested in now. This different perspective, and you just try and instill all of that into your children, and also give them the freedom. It's really difficult, I think, to step back and let them start to make their own mistakes, their own decisions, their own choices, their own
have
time
to.
management, but they're better for it.
100%. I'm so up for that. And I've always said, if you could learn from other people's mistakes, there won't be any mistakes left in the world.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah,
to make
you
your
have
own
to make your
mistakes
own.
to learn. You have to have your own set of disappointments to say, okay, my expectations were possibly wrong.
That's
You
it.
have to have your own set of, yes, experience works, and I'm here to hear your story. But am I going to actually learn from it? Maybe I'll take a little bit in, but
Yeah.
I've got to make my own mistake.
That's it.
To learn and move on
Yeah,
from it.
yeah.
So it's so true. You need to get the kids, and I'm all for it. I've always said, kids, you need to make your own decisions. I'm not here to make your decision.
Yeah.
Even if it's like, and personalities are different. One child will possibly be
Oh
more
gosh, they are.
independent
Yeah,
than the other
yes,
one.
you
While
never
others,
get two the same.
No, while the other one is possibly going to say, "Can you decide what I'm going to eat today as well?"
Yes, yeah.
So,
Well, this is like when we
yeah.
have discussions around the dinner table, and we talk about opinions, things that are going on in the world, and you can see sometimes, especially with my youngest, if my opinion is different to his, he then starts to change it so that it's
to please
similar to
you.
mine. And I just say, no,
No,
don't do
you have your
that.
own
You know, that's
opinion.
okay. It's
Yeah.
okay not to agree on everything,
Yeah.
and let's have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
Tell me why you think that. Tell me why it is that you feel like that, and you know that's fine. That's okay.
But that's so weird, isn't it? I haven't asked the younger one is a boy or a girl.
But they're both
They're both
boys, yeah,
boys.
12 and 10.
But,
yeah.
but it's so weird. This starts so early on in your life. It's not about he's not. Yeah, obviously he's got an opinion, but he wants to please his mom.
This is it, yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
and this is where all these our psychology starts working even at that age, and you're like, oh wow.
And we're moulding them now
moulding them
for,
now.
for how they're going to be and how they're going to react to situations when they're older. And this is really key, where the confidence and instilling that confidence and self-belief is so important.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them being people pleasers or, you know, saying things or agreeing just because they don't want to upset that other person.
Don't be disrespectful.
Oh,
Don't
no.
put someone down.
No.
But you are entitled to have your own opinion. And
Yeah.
so am I.
Yeah.
Right or wrong, you might not agree with it.
Yeah.
But
But
I
who's
might not
to
agree with you.
decide whether
Yeah.
it's right or wrong? That's, you
Exactly.
know, how we feel
So
is how we
lovely
feel.
to say that.
Yeah.
Yes. Who says right or wrong?
Yeah.
It's all man-made stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It is my opinion. My feeling is my feeling.
Yeah.
My opinion.
And that's
If you're not
important,
agreeing,
yeah.
that's absolutely fine. But that doesn't give anyone a right to be disrespectful.
No.
But at the same time, you don't have to agree with me to please me either.
That's it. And it's just a case of, well, we'll agree to disagree.
There we go.
What do you want to drink?
Ah, I like that. What would you like to drink? This is great. I'm loving this. It's such good fun having a conversation here. It was such a pleasure having you, Laura. This has been a really nice conversation.
Oh, thanks, Niti. Thanks for having me on.
And till next time, keep watching, keep changing your narratives, and go and do what your heart desires.